Kids, but with that, Puneet, let's welcome the guest for today, Rajesh Agarwal, Head of Research of AUM Capital, joins us. Along with that, we also have Vishali Parekh, Vice President, Technical Research of Prabhudas Lilladher. Hello, and thank you so much for taking out the time and speaking to NDTV Profit. Just as we speak, we have the first caller of the day. It's Raman, who's calling to us from Hyderabad. Hi, Raman, how can we help you today?
This side is Raman. Good morning, madam.
Good morning to you as well.
Yeah, I'm holding Gravita, 1,000 at the rate of 1,769, 1,500 shares.
And do you want a long-term outlook on this, if you can help us?
No, short-term outlook, because I'm sitting in loss. Should I have to switch it or can I hold it further? Is there any possible outlook for the share? I want to know.
Okay, with that, let me go across to Vaishali. Vaishali, currently we're seeing a loss of over 99,000 on this particular counter, and he just wants to understand whether he should continue to hold on this particular stock.
Very good morning, all of you. Actually, I think Gravita is still holding pretty well. Technically, I think there's not much to worry. The view gets damaged only if we see a break of 1650. So I would suggest that it's already in a trend. 1650 acts as a very good support and wait for the stock to move past 1800, 1850. From there on, you can see even further rise. So for now, keep a range-bound view of 1650 to 1850.
Well, that's a Vaishali view on something like Gravita. But let's move on to our first WhatsApp query for today. ITC Hotels, something that Suman from Kolkata is asking us. They hold roughly 180 shares at 221 rupees per share. So sitting at some losses right now. The query is largely a view of a long term, 3 to 5 years. So let me go across to Rajesh Agarwal. Mr. Agarwal, very good morning. Thanks so much for joining in to Ask Profit today. Your quick view on something like an ITC hotel, and is that something that Suman should hold on to for the next 5 years?
Good morning, Puneet. Good morning, Anushri. Good morning, Vaishali. As far as the ITC hotels are concerned, we are very bullish on this, and we have given a buy call since its listing, and we still held our positive view. So, strong, second largest chain in India. Almost a debt-free balance sheet. They're growing like anything. By 2030, they are huge expansion plan of increasing the room gains. The kind of boom we are witnessing in the hospitality sector and the entire tourism sector as such, I think ITC would be one of the major gainers for that. So at every dip, it should be taken as an opportunity to buy. Somebody holding for a long-term horizon, it's a clearly a hold.
That's with regards to ITC hotels that we are seeing currently a hold rating on this particular counter. But it's an interesting query that we are looking coming from Ikambra, who's writing to us from Hyderabad. He's holding about 250 shares of Coal India since the last 1 year period. And this is at the levels of around 390. So not much of a move that he's seen from that period or also. He wants to understand whether he should take an exit from Coal India and invest in something like a Bharat Electronics instead at the current price that it trades at. Rajesh, let me get your view on this as well.
Yeah, Anushri, this is a very difficult choice because both are a equally good company, I would say. Coal India, as it is one of the largest coal reserves in the world, doing very well. The kind of coal demand going up, not only from industrial but also from thermal side, is too good. And even they are moving into renewable also. They give out good dividends. So Coal India is clearly a hold from our side. And as far as BEL is concerned, that also is a defense story doing very well, strong order book, government focus on BEL. So what I would suggest is continue with your holding in Coal India for a long-term horizon. And if you have extra funds to deploy, then you can go ahead and buy Bharat Electronics also.
Well, that's Rajesh's view on a couple of stocks, not from the same sector, of course, but a key one coming in on something like a BEL. We have another query coming in on something like a Reliance Power now. Let's pull up that stock and how it's doing today in trade down. It's almost flattish, and Sundar has been holding 5,000 shares at 47 rupees per share. He's currently sitting on a loss of almost 35,000, and he's asking if we should hold on or exit this particular counter. Rajesh, let me come back to you on this one. It's a stock that's done not too well for investors. What would you recommend?
This was not the stock which one should invest into. It was at best a trading stock where a whole lot of news flows going here and there. So for investment, I would clearly say it's a avoid from a side. Any uptick should be taken as an opportunity to exit. Although this company has very good capacity, they have reduced their debt, but whole lot of negative news going on. I think it's better to exit.
Well, we have another caller for today from Hyderabad. Chaitanya is dialing in with a stock query. Chaitanya, very good morning to you and thanks so much for joining in to Ask Profit. What's your query?
Yeah, I had bought Groww shares yesterday
Okay.
around 183.40 rupees.
Uh-huh.
The quantity is 4250.
Okay.
So I think the stock has hit lower circuit today.
Yeah, that's right.
So can I hold it or can I sell it tomorrow?
Chaitanya, do you have any other stocks currently in your portfolio?
No, right now, no stock.
Okay, so this is the only one. Okay, let me actually get Rajesh's view on this because it's a very short-term chart. So it will be difficult for Vaishali to give that view. Rajesh, Groww as a counter actually has seen a lot of interest because the IPO price was 100. Yesterday it traded at 188. If someone's stuck into this right now with a 10% downtick, while not a view that I don't know if you have a view on this one, what should they do right now with Groww?
See, Puneet, there are weird ways market moves in sometimes. Groww as a company has a market cap of more than 1,20,000 odd crores, whereas BSE as an exchange has a market cap of 1 lakh crore. So valuations are clearly on a very rich side. Trading at a P of 50 plus earnings, I don't think there is much of a scope left on our upside. Rather, I won't be surprised if there is a massive correction in coming days. So we have already been spectacle about the kind of valuation it was commanding in the last few days. So it's clearly a fintech company allowing investors to invest into different types of investment products, but the valuations are very high. They have already reached almost 98%, more than 98% of the pin code. So where is the scope of growth from here? Then the market clearly gives valuations to growth. I think at these valuations, it's a very rich. I can't say about the movement tomorrow or day after, but for a medium to long term horizon, the valuations are very rich.
Okay, so that's on Groww that we are looking at, and after an 80% plus of an upside, it's currently down in a lower circuit of 10% in today's session. So interesting about the valuation that Rajesh just pointed out. But moving on, the next question is from Satyan. His focus is on Ahluwalia contracts. He's bought at the levels of around 1,090 or so. This was a few months ago that we are seeing. Currently, not much of an uptick from those levels also. But after the results, it had seen a strong reaction. In fact, even in yesterday's session, it was up around 10%. Wants to understand whether he should add more of Ahluwalia contracts or switch to something else. Especially, let me come across to you for this view.
So technically, I think it's quite positive. Yesterday, we saw very good volume since a couple of days and good momentum also. So if he needs to add more, I think wait for a little bit of a dip there around 950. And the way the stock is showing projections, I think this can go towards 1150 to 1200. So if one needs to add, 950 would be the level to add and hold on for the targets.
Well, that's the technical view on something like an Ahluwalia contracts and possibly the only results in the EPC space that actually has gotten a positive reaction. All others such as KNR, such as PNC has got hammered in trade or no reaction certainly post Q2. We have another caller now coming in from Chennai. Raj has a stock query for us. Raj, very good morning and welcome to Ask Profit. What's your query?
Good morning, sir. Thank you for the opportunity. I'm holding First Resource Limited, 2,000 shares, bought at 392. Now it is quoting around 360, nearly 360.
Correct.
So what are the prospects and what is your suggestion whether to continue holding or to book profit, to book loss on that step?
And Raj, if I can ask a quick question before I take the fundamental view as well. What was the rationale before getting into First Source Solutions? I'm aware that it's in the IT space, but there are a lot of mid cap and small cap ones. Any perspective that you can help us with?
Right now, I have not thought about it, sir.
Okay, no worries, Raj. Rajesh, on First Source Solutions, actually it's been a volatile ride to say the least because there's been some quarters they've done well, some they haven't. A quick view on this one?
See, it's a hold from a side. In fact, if it falls by another 5-7%, it would be a buy. Belonging to the RPG Sanjeev Goenka group, it's doing very well. Yes, the numbers have been quite erratic in the recent past, but that's because of the IT industry as a whole is doing that way. But going forward, I think it's a great prospects going ahead. And we have a target of around 420 odd rupees in the next 12 to 18 months. So any dip should be taken as an opportunity to accumulate. Somebody holdings can continue to hold.
Okay, so a positive view is currently what we are seeing for First Source Solutions. With that, let me go to the next query. Rajendra is writing to us from Bangalore. He has bought about 560 shares of Transformers and Rectifiers India, and this is at the levels of 409. As we know that there had been a steep correction from those levels after the World Bank had bought the company in terms of its financing related projects that it was there. But then it again saw a bounce back after they removed that department order which had come. But since then, the stock, if we see, has seen about a 36% of a downtick or so. He wants to understand whether he should continue, he should buy more at the current levels or sell this particular counter. The time frame is around 1 to 2 years is what we are seeing. So Rajesh, let me come to you on this one. What's your view with regards to Transformers and Rectifiers? Is valuation still a concern for this?
See, I think all the negatives have been discounted and now the valuations are, sorry, on a comfortable level. Due to the negative news, which saw a cut. But with the kind of focus with the kind of demand which we are witnessing in power sector, I think the company is going to do well in medium to long term. So at these levels, I don't think that there are much of a negatives left. All the things have been discounted. So it can be held for a medium to long term period.
Well, that's one key stock that we have been actually getting a lot of queries since last week, since that you saw that sharp reaction. Even though they have gotten that they have the positive news flow coming in, not too much reaction on the positive side. But we have another caller coming in now from Andhra Pradesh. Srinivas has a stock query for us. Srinivas, very good morning to you and welcome to Ask Profit. What's your query?
Yeah, good morning, sir. I have purchased Kalyani Jewelry's 10,000 shares. And I have done some average so that the price is 550 per share.
Okay.
From last Q1, Q2, the results were very much positive with 99% profit and 39% on everything. Even the share price is declining.
Right. And Srinivas, if I can ask you, any particular reason for buying into Kalyan Jewelers?
Because last Q1 results were very much good. Based on that, I have invested. And the share value previously it was 650, 700. So in the long future growth, and that way I thought. Even now, recent Q2 results are also very much good.
Most certainly. Srinivas, let me take across a fundamental query then, because Rajesh, as Srinivas has highlighted, the last couple of quarters have been good. But it seems to be that investors have lost some confidence on Kalyan with what's happened over the last 4 to 6 quarters. What would you suggest Srinivas to do right now, since he's holding a decent quantity of 10,000 shares bought at 550? Should he wait back for it to come back to that level? What would you recommend?
See, I think at this point of time, one should continue to hold. And as far as the results are concerned, I think they have been already priced in the when the numbers came out. So that's why we are witnessing a consolidation at this point of time. Maybe 520, 530 odd levels would be a good level to exit partially in the medium term.
Okay, so that's with regards to Kalyan Jewelers that we are seeing. Now, next question is what we are looking at from Manohar, who's writing to us from Pondicherry. He wants to understand whether it's the right time to buy KC or Phenolics cables for a long-term perspective. Now, KC, if we see in today's session, is down about 6%, and this is on the account of that it not being able to bid for any power grid related projects for about 9 months or odd. So, Rajesh, let me come to you for this one. Is this correction a good opportunity for investors to enter in this particular counter or something like a Phenolics as well?
See, both are good companies as far as long terms are concerned. Both are into power sector. This is a strong transmission tower company doing very well. And another 5% correction from these levels, that's around 690, 700 odd levels would be a good level to enter into it if somebody is having a long-term view. But as I said, power as a sector is looking very promising in the long term. So both Phenolics Cable and KEC International can be bought for a long-term horizon.
That's Rajesh's view on KEC International. But viewers, as we do highlight at this particular point of time, we'll get your perspective from the derivative space as well, and largely on this, if you can pull up the Sensex and the constituents for that, we have seen that largely a positive day of almost 215 points. We're seeing Infosys, something like an HCL Tech, and TCS continuing their momentum, something that we highlighted during our check for the markets as well. The downward momentum seems to be contained for now, just below 1% for a bunch of stocks. So that's the perspective on the F&O side. We're seeing roughly about 115 points premium with the spot rate up 0.23%. If you look at some key stocks now, in terms of the active contracts, we have seen 85,000 as a key level, which is down almost 17%. On the put side also, seeing a similar one at 84,500, down 43%. But let's look at the long build-up stocks very quickly now. We have seen something like a Persistent as well as Motherson, which are seeing Motherson wiring specifically, which is seeing a long build-up as of now. Persistent has to have a positive impact from Infosys as well, so that's the key one. Short coverings is actually seen in both tech names again, Infosys as well as something like an HCL Tech, and longs unwinding is what we are seeing in a couple of stocks from the same company, Biocon as well as Syngene International. So you're seeing that long starting to unwind now. Could be the reason why we're seeing pressure on those stocks. And finally, in terms of a build-up of shorts, AUM Capital has been another one which has been quite volatile, while Laurus Labs is currently seeing a build-up at almost 1.7%. Let me take a very quick query with someone like Vaishali on this as well. Vaishali, on the tech names, do you think that the current moves give some perspective for viewers to get into it right now? Is this a start of something bigger that we can hope from the Nifty IT and its stocks?
So, well, talking about Laurus Lab, it has been outperforming, but technically right now we are seeing some profit booking. So I think ideal levels to get into the stock actually would be around 800, 850, because I've seen a one-way rally right from the 600 levels to now, about 1,000. So I would say wait for a dip to add more. And as far as the other stock, that is, which one was that?
Just asking a quick view on something like the IT names, because you're seeing short coverings on Infosys, something like an HCL Tech as well. Any view that if the momentum could continue, Vaishali?
I would think so, because IT sector has just begun. I think there is still a lot of scope. And today, if you go to see, it is IT sector which is supporting the market. So in my view, I think TCS, Persistent, of course, has always been an outperformer. We continue to have a positive bias on that. But fair value buying would be seen in Tech Mahindra, TCS, etc. So yes, overall, I think IT should participate even more.
Okay, so that's with regards to the IT space that we are seeing. But on that note, let me go across to the caller. Dheeraj is calling to us from Hyderabad. Hi Dheeraj, how can we help you today?
Hi ma'am, good morning.
Good morning.
So I have purchased Axis Cade's shares, ma'am.
Yeah, can you just state
Go
ahead,
ma'am,
please.
Axis Cade's, ma'am.
Yes, please go ahead.
265 shares at 1535 rupees, ma'am.
Okay.
So I have seen their guidance, I have seen their recent results, and I have seen their guidance. They are into defense and technology.
Right.
So I have seen their guidance and I have purchased these shares.
Okay.
Is it a good entry point? Actually, it is quite volatile and the stock rallied a lot. So is it a good entry point is my query, ma'am. And if so, if it is for long term or short term for both, what sort of targets could I expect? If it is not the right entry point, should I shift to some other counter is my query, ma'am.
Okay,
Like
but I understand that your focus is on the fundamentals, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And what's the time horizon that you're seeing?
The stock rallied from 500 to around 1700, and now it is trading at 1500, ma'am.
Yeah, I understand that. Let me go across to Rajesh on that note. Rajesh, as Dheeraj just pointed out, we've seen more than 100% plus of a return on this particular counter from the year to date period. If you take that in consideration, he's entered at the levels of around 1535, which is roughly around what the company is currently trading at. But given that the guidance is strong in the defense segment, do you believe that this is a good entry point for the business?
First, let's talk about the company. The company is doing very well in the aerospace and defense space. The numbers are good. Order book has been good. Management commentary has been very exciting, I would say. But the fact remains the valuations are too stretched at this point of time to give any meaningful return into short to medium term. For a longer term horizon, maybe around 12 to 18 months, we have a target of maybe 10 to 15% of move from these levels would be quite possible. But in the short term, I think that there might be some more amount of consolidation going forward. So if you are having a long term view, then you can continue to hold. If you are having a short term view, what I would suggest is keep a stop loss of 1450 rupees.
Viewers, it's time for a first round of the rapid fire in this edition of Ask Profit. Rajesh as well as Vaishali, you know the drill. Keep your answers as short as possible on buy, sell or hold so that we can take as many queries as possible. The first one is on Intellect Design. Sabo has been holding at 1100 and he's holding at 50 shares. If he should add more or exit, Vaishali, your view?
Add more.
Add more.
Okay, so the next question is from Mausam, who's writing to us from Assam. The query is about Patel Retail. She got it in IPO, wants to understand whether she should continue to hold it for a short term for a period of 1 to 3 months. Vaishali, your view?
Patel Retail, I don't have, sorry.
Tata Motors commercial vehicle at 326 viewers bought on listing day. Vaishali?
Not for now. Short term exit, long term maybe, yes.
Okay, ONGC is the stock in focus for Nayan, who's writing to us from Hyderabad. He's bought about 48 shares at a price of 253. Wants to understand the short-term perspective on this. Is there a room for 2 to 3% of an upside in the next 2 to 3 months? 2 to 3 months. Vaishali, your view?
240 stop loss, about 250. Yes, there is a scope.
Bajaj Housing bought at 122, 1200 shares. Rajesh?
Hold.
Okay, Ashwini has bought about 500 shares of Biocon and this is at a rate of 421. Wants to understand the target for the next 3 months. Vaishali, what's the target over here?
470.
Lloyd's Metal is the other one. Viewers bought it at 1273 rupees per share, asking for a 1 year view. Rajesh, any coverage?
See, it's an ad from a site. We have an IC on this and it's an ad from a site.
Okay, Arun has bought 100 shares of M&M Finance, wants to understand a 6 to 8 months outlook on this one, whether he should continue to hold. Vaishali, your view?
The next one, something like a GK.
Very strong, giving a breakout about it.
Sorry, Vaishali, go ahead.
M&M Finance doing very well, hold for longer term.
And of the final one, GK Energy bought it at 215. Vaishali, should he continue to hold? It's currently slipped to 183.
Hold with a stop loss of 178.
Well, that's the wrap on the first edition of the Rapid Fire. We have a lot more queries on the other side. Stay tuned to Ask Profit.
Congratulations. That's how to make it entry, huh?
I can guess this question. This question is about profitability, right?
अरे देखिए आप पूरे नंबर में पास हो रहे हैं आज.
Education है ना, like you know, is a business of love and trust. अगर पैसों से यहाँ पे बिजनेस बनता तो our competition had $10 billion of capital with them. तो मुझे लगता है sometimes money hides problem. इंडिया के अंदर revolution in education तभी आएगा जब तैयारी की फीस, एग्जाम की फॉर्म की फीस के पास नहीं जाएगी. सारे प्लेयर्स टॉप 5% इंडिया को टारगेट कर रहे थे. 80,000 से 1 लाख तक की इनकी फीस हुआ करती थी. We came up with the very different strategy कि हमें remaining 95% को एड्रेस करना है.
We unveil NDTV Golf Pro-Am, India's #1 golf Pro-Am, the course of champions, the conversation of leaders.
What a stellar lineup we have here on the stage of the NDTV World Summit to announce the launch of the NDTV Pro-Am. Arguably India's greatest cricketer, one of India's most distinguished bureaucrats, a top international golfer and also a top Indian pro at the moment, one administrator who is doing more to lift the profile of Indian golf than anyone has in the recent years.
All the top champions, the Tiger Woods, will all come from India in future.
It's great to be here. Golf is growing across the globe and here in India as well.
Whereas now the opportunities are increasing a lot.
Thank you very much for starting golf. We want to thank you.
That's very sweet of you. Thank you.
I think that's very, very important.
Welcome back. You're watching Ask Profit, a show where we get all your stock related queries answered via WhatsApp, or you can even call us. But before we take on more queries, there's an important development taking place. In fact, Commerce Minister Piyush Goyal is set to travel to Israel on November 20, leading a high-powered Indian business delegation that includes some of the country's biggest corporates and fast-rising startups. The visit is aimed at accelerating FTA talks as well as deepening cooperation across high-tech defense, EVs, agri-tech and healthcare segments. Rishabh is standing by with all the key details on what's happening here.
Right, NDTV Profit is about to embark on a journey to Israel, and it is with the Commerce Minister, Piyush Goyal. What is happening between the two countries is basically on two grounds. Firstly, it is an FTA that has been talked about, the free trade agreement between India and Israel. This visit is by the Commerce Minister is to advance these free trade agreement negotiations. And also, secondly, what the Commerce Minister is doing, he's leading a very, very large business delegation. I think it's the largest business delegation that has ever gone from India to Israel. Over 100 representatives of Indian companies, very large companies, including the likes of Amul, Mahindra and Mahindra, as well as Asian Paints will be joining in for this trip that is coming in. Remember, earlier this year, Israelis had come to India with a very large business delegation. So this is a reciprocal visit that is being paid to the Israelis by Indians. What we're also seeing is the fact that all of these companies that are traveling alongside the minister as part of the business delegation, these include sectors from advanced technology, pharmaceuticals, robots, automotive, agri-tech, construction, e-commerce, defense, and much more. Remember, Israel is a hub for startups. Israel is a hub for defense. These are the two sort of sectors that India and Israel will look to deepen cooperation in. What we're also seeing is the fact that the Minister of Economy and Industry for Israel, Ceat Become, he will also be hosting the Indian side, and a lot is planned over the next 3 to 4 days with respect to the India-Israel FTA, as well as various tangible deals that could come out of this Indian business delegation visit to Israel led by Commerce Minister Piyush Goyal.
Okay, well, thank you so much, Rishabh, for providing us with all those key details. Definitely something that we'll continue to watch out for. But with that, let's go back to the queries, and we have a caller joining us. It's Divya, who's calling to us from Gurugram. Hi, Divya. How can we help you today?
Yeah, hi. I've been holding BKG Foods for the last more than 1 year now, and it's not going above 700. I'm currently incurring a loss of 21,000 something. So what should I do? I don't want to, book with losses.
So,
what is your advice? Because the results were good post Diwali, but still it doesn't go beyond 750.
Divya, I just want to understanding your for this particular counter, was it the fundamentals which had driven you to enter in this particular counter, or was it on the basis of technicals?
Yeah, on the basis of technicals, I guess that it was a call at that time. I don't know which which fundamentalist gave this call, and so I bought. But I didn't know that. And BKG, of course, I thought it was a good company, but it didn't perform well. So now, and it was a swing trade rather. Now I'm holding it for more than 1 year.
I understand.
Because it's not, rising above 700. What do I do?
Okay, in that case scenario, let me go across to Vaishali for her view. We are seeing it at the levels of around 713 or so. There has been a correction, as Divya just pointed out. Vaishali, what is your view with regards to Bikaji Foods?
So actually, there's nothing really happening in this stock. So, and currently it's really at a make or break level. So if 700 levels break, I think one should exit. But now that she's holding, keep a range of 700 to 780. Unless and until the stock moves above 780 and sustaining above that, I don't see much happening in this.
Well, that's the quick view on something like a BKG Foods. We have another query now coming in on something like a Tenneco India. The counter is actually listed today at a decent premium, to say the least. If you can pull that stock up. Samyak from Gurgaon is asking a question if, because he's bought it today at 505. So he's bought it on NSE probably. Let me go across to Rajesh Agarwal quickly. Rajesh, if you don't have any coverage on this either, if you can give a view on Tenneco, because it is a global, auto ancillary company, has a MNC parent as well, and was priced below something like a Bosch or ZF Commercial. How should a viewer, like Samyak, look at this particular counter?
See, the strong hold from a side. We had a coverage on this in IPO note, and we have recommended our clients too. It's one of a leading tier 1 supplier of clear air powertrain advanced ride technology with about 12 manufacturing plants, more than 101 customers across the globe. I would say 5,000 plus patents, 7,500 trademarks. So it's a very good company, strong fundamentals, leadership in emission control, robust financials, I would say. And the best part is the industry tailwinds are very favorable. So it's a buy from our side. Any dips should be taken as an opportunity, provided somebody is ready to hold for a 1 year time horizon. So it's nothing to worry. Continue to hold.
Hold is what we are seeing for this recent listing in town. But with that, let's take the next query, and it's Rajan who's writing to us. His query is regarding BSC, whether at the present rate, is it a good buy for a 3-month period or so? Vaishali, let me come to you on something like a BSC.
Well, I'll just give you the level. So BSC, if we talk about, well, it has already done very well. And if it's a short-term view, I think this can still go to 3,000, 3,100. So continue holding with the trading stop loss, and I think look for this target.
Got that view. That's on BSC. And we have another caller now actually dialing in from Visakhapatnam. Sharan has a stock query for us. Sharan, very good morning to you and welcome to Ask Profit. What's your query?
My query is, I have purchased about Gail at 197. What is the advice?
Okay.
And I got 100 plus shares. Should I hold on for another 6 months or sell it off?
Got it, Sharan. Vaishali, would you recommend that particular trade on Gail? Do you expect that it can come back to some levels of about 197 for Sharan?
Well, right now it's really not a clear trend. It's just consolidating. So I would say keep a stop loss of 180 and hold. It needs to cross 188 levels to look for higher targets. So there isn't any range right now as such.
And that's Vaishali's view on something like a Gail. But let's take another stock query now on WhatsApp. Rani from Tirupur is actually asking a question on something like an Avanti Feeds. The stock's actually flying in trade today. Up almost 9% now. She's bought it at 820, holding 500 shares, asking if he should exit today or hold on for a week or so. So I'm guessing this is a short-term view. Vaishali, let me come back to you. Does the momentum sustain for Avanti Feeds given the 9% uptick?
Well, it's very hard to tell, but we have seen exceptional high volume. So no harm if it's really for a short-term book, partial profit. And then let's see if there has to be a follow-on buying, because chartically it does look good, but we need to see a continuous buying coming in to look for higher targets. I would say book partial profit for now.
Okay, well, that's with regards to Avanti Feed. The stock currently 9% up in traders, what we are seeing. But the next question is from Sagar, and he has bought about 67 shares of IRCTC at a price of about 762 or odd. So, wants to understand whether he should continue to hold or average at current level that we are looking at, or even sell this particular counter, because if we currently look, it's at the levels of around 702 and has seen some bit of that correction. So, let me go across to Rajesh for his view on something like IRCTC.
See, it's a very long-term hold, I would say. Strong company, all the divisions, be it ticket booking, catering, doing very well. Even tourism has started picking up. Debt-free balance sheet doing very well. And with the launch of new trains like Vande Bharat and Tejas and all, the company is going to benefit. So it's only just a matter of time when it starts performing. Adding at this point of time won't be suggested, but for a long-term horizon, somebody holding can continue to.
Okay, that's with regards to IRCTC is what we are seeing. But now Raj is calling to us from Jaipur, and I believe the query is regarding Hindustan Zinc. Hi Raj, how can we help you today?
Yeah, good morning. I'm fine. How are you today?
I'm also doing fine. Thank you so much for that.
Yeah, I purchased Hindustan Zinc 181 shares at price of 436.
Right.
And currently it's sitting at the profit of almost 8 to 9%. So I just need to inquire about should I hold and should I average at this point for the long-term perspective?
Okay, so it's on a long-term basis that you're seeing. In that case, let me go across to Rajesh. Rajesh, your view regarding this one?
See, I think it's a hold from our side. Somebody looking for a long-term horizon. By long-term, I mean at least 12 to 18 months. One can even add at these levels. Strong play on zinc and silver, of course. And silver is trading at a much lucrative levels, I would say. It's doing very well. And the best part is the company gives out good dividends. So it's a hold from our side. Any dips to around 450 odd rupees would be a good buying point.
The next query that we have is on something like a Ceat in the tire space, and Khurshid has actually bought it at 2,350. So Khurshid, many congratulations. Firstly, it's because you're currently sitting on profits of over 77,000 rupees. Bought at a very interesting level, and he's asking if Ceat could become the next MRF. That's essentially his question. Rajesh, let me come back to you, because the last couple of quarters have been quite strong for the company. Do you believe that Ceat has the potential to be the next MRF?
See, it's a very long call, I would say, from 3,000 odd levels to 1 lakh plus levels. But yes, what I can say is the company is very good, doing very well. The numbers have been promising. Raw material prices have cooled off, the rubber prices and all. And with the kind of momentum which we are witnessing in auto sector as such, I think one can continue to hold, add on depths. And as long as the industry tailwinds are good, one can continue to hold. So I don't know whether it will be 1 lakh or so, but it will be a decent return in the long term. That's what I can say at this point of time.
Okay, so that's with regards to Ceat is what we are looking at. But coming to the next query, it's Ashwini who's writing to us from Chennai. He's bought about 2,000 shares of Canara Bank, and this is at the rate of around 134 is what we are looking at. Currently, if you are looking at Canara Bank, it's at the levels of around 145 or odd, so some bit of profit over there. Wants to understand whether he should continue to hold for a longer period or book profits at this level. Let me go across to Vaishali for her view on this one.
So according to me, if it's for a shorter term period, well, the stock is really run up very high. So, and it's a perpendicular rise. So I think partial profit booking should not be ruled out over here.
Got that view, Vaishali. But we have another query now coming in on something like a BLS International. And Arun Singh from Gurugram is asking a question. He's been holding roughly about 5,000 shares at 352. So he's currently sitting at a loss, asking for a 1-year view. Rajesh, do you have a view on something like a BLS International? What should Arun do for the next 1 year?
See, one, your quantity is too high. Two, the company is into visa processing and all, and with all the kind of news flow, I think they are not in a good weather right now. It's better to cut your position on any updates.
The next query that we are actually getting in is another caller now. नितिन डायल कर रहे हैं हमको अहमदाबाद से. नितिन, आज प्रॉफिट में आपका स्वागत है. वेरी गुड मॉर्निंग टू यू. क्या है आपका सवाल?
गुड मॉर्निंग सर. सर मेरे पास 500 शेयर है कैप्री ग्लोबल के.
ओके.
एट द रेट 195. और मेरी क्वेरी वैशाली मैम से है, मुझे मेरा टाइम होराइजन 2 से 3 महीने का।
2 से 3 महीने, गॉट इट नितिन। वैशाली, नितिन का क्वेरी है केपरी ग्लोबल, उसने 195 पे लिया है, 2 से 3 महीने का व्यू जानना चाहता है।
तो फिलहाल ये ट्रेंड काफी वीक हो चुका है, पर फिर भी 190 के सपोर्ट से हो सकता है बाउंस आ सकता है। सो 190 के सपोर्ट के साथ होल्ड करिए। अगर ये स्टॉक 200-205 के ऊपर जाएगा तो ही तेजी का माहौल बनेगा इसमें।
ओके, तो ये था कैपरी ग्लोबल पे व्यू, बट विद दैट लेट्स गो बैक टू द व्हाट्सएप क्वेरीज, एंड इफ यू आर सीइंग द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन इज फ्रॉम अरुण सिंह, हु इज राइटिंग टू अस फ्रॉम गुरुग्राम. He has about okay, so that is already being sorted out. So next question, if you are seeing, is from Prashant, who's writing to us from Hyderabad. He's planning to buy Page Industries at the levels currently which is there, and wants to understand is it a good level to buy into this particular stock for a period of around 1 to 2 months. Vaishali, your view for Page Industries?
So I would say yes, the stock has really corrected quite a bit, and such a stock, I think one should do it in tranches. Accumulate 36,000 as support levels.
Got the view, Vaishali, but we have an interesting query now coming in from Gaurav. He's planning to invest roughly 1 lakh rupees for a long-term growth into the banking or the FMCG sector. Rajesh, any one pick that you have from either of those spaces that Gaurav can invest 1 lakh rupees in?
It's a really long-term time horizon, very long-term. I mean, I say 12 to 18 months or even more. From FMCG, I would go with ITC. Although it's not purely FMCG, it's a cigarette business, but the FMCG is also doing well. And from banking, either of HDFC Bank or a Bank of Maharashtra in a small cap space. Large cap is HDFC, small cap is Bank of Maharashtra.
Okay, well, that's with regards to the banking space is what we are looking at. The next question is from Manoj, who's writing to us from Mumbai. Wants to understand the road ahead for Cohance. He's bought about 200 shares at the levels of 700 or odd. So if you just pull up the stock price of this Cohance currently at the levels of 580 is what we are seeing. So sharp correction is what we are looking at for this particular counter. Let me go across to Rajesh for his view on this. We've seen a sharp correction for this particular counter. Whether Manoj should continue to hold this at the current levels, what is your view?
So depending on time horizon, if you're a long-term investor, it's clearly a hold, doing very well. These kind of life sciences companies are volatile on the bourses, but I think the long-term view on this company remains very strong. And by any chance it falls to around 540, 550 odd levels, that would be a good entry point too.
Okay, so well, that's with regards to Cohance. A positive view is currently what we are seeing, and hence a hold rating from Rajesh's side. But with that, we have Somu Sundaram, who's calling to us from Tamil Nadu. Hi, how can we help you today?
Madam, I am having Trent 15 shares at the rate of 5584.
Right.
I want long-term view.
Long-term view, so you're looking, just want to understand your reasoning behind entering this particular counter after it had such a strong run-up and a subsequent correction as well.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. Let me go across to Rajesh then. Rajesh, your view with regards to trend?
Hold from a side, company has been doing well. They are operating West Side and Zudio, and even Star Hypermarket is doing very well, and that's going to be a game changer in the long term. They have entered into beauty market. They have entered into lab-grown diamonds. The last 2 quarters numbers have been not that good, but that has been taken care of in the correction itself, from 7,000 odd levels to 4,300 odd levels. I think it's somebody starts nibbling into this. Around 4,000, one can start nibbling small quantities for a long-term horizon.
Got the view, Rajesh. We have another query on Page Industries or Sumitomo Chemicals is what Prashant from Hyderabad is asking. He can only hold it for the next 1 to 2 months. Vaishali, any of these stocks that he should go ahead and probably get some returns on?
Well, so Sumitomo Chemical also, the trend is pretty down. So I don't think so. Just for a bounce back perspective, you could look into it. But I'm not very confident on the stock right now.
Okay, so well, that's with regards to Sumitomo Chemicals, is what we are seeing currently. But moving to the next question, it's Naveen who's writing to us from Jaipur. He's bought KSP at the levels of around 1,020 or odd. So he's bought about 700 shares. Wants to understand whether he can continue to hold it for a period of 1 to 2 years. Rajesh, your view on this?
Strong company in the pump sector, doing very well. The government focus on rural economy and such, and with this year monsoons being very good, I think this can give decent return the entire pumping sector as such. One can continue to.
Okay.
Got that view. And the next one, another short-term view on something like an Ola Electric. Now, Madhu is asking if he can, he's bought at 55 and currently trading at 40. He's not mentioned the time frame, but holding 700 shares. So he's currently sitting at the loss. Vaishali, do you expect any momentum on the charts coming back to 55?
Well, this stock has been quite a disappointment. So only consolation is 40 has been the previous crucial support level. So hold with a support of 40, feeling which this could slide further. So that would be my view.
Okay, so that's with regards to Ola Electric is what we are looking at. But now the next question is from Dr. Mayur. He's writing to us from Mumbai, and this query is again on Groww is what we are seeing. He's willing to hold it for a long term, and that's at least 10 years that we are looking at. So it's a subsequent long period is what we are seeing, and he wants to know whether this could be the next BSC Angel One. His understanding is whether this could be the next multi-bagger or not. So Rajesh, your view with regards to Groww?
See, as I said, it's already trading at a higher valuation than what Angel One is trading at. So it's already Angel One, I would say. The highest number of accounts, 98% pin code already held. But at these valuation, I think it's better to exit. If you're having a long-term horizon, re-enter when it falls to around 120, 130, if at all it falls. But at these levels, I would say exit.
Well, the next one that we're getting in on something like a TVS supply chain. If you can quickly pull up the 1 year chart, it's been on a downward momentum to say the least. And a viewer is asking a question if he can enter this at the current levels. You'll see it's down 35%. IPO price was close to about 200 rupees per share. So has been under pressure to say the least. And is it a good time to enter for the next 1 year? Is what Nagaraj is asking. And Nagaraj, we are going to be doing a KYC on this, on this company tomorrow. So do tune in at 11:30 tomorrow, though, for TVS supply chain. But Rajesh, the stock's not done well for its investors. Would you recommend buying into it post the correction?
See, the numbers have been not that good. The growth has been slowing down. So unless and until if somebody is looking for a very long-term horizon, I don't think it's a prudent stock to invest at this point of time. There are various other opportunities, maybe in the PSU side, or a banking side would be a better choice.
Okay, so that's with regards to TVS supply chains. But next we have Ganesh who's calling to us from Pune. Hi Ganesh, how can we help you today?
Hi all, good morning everyone. Actually I have Anthem Biosciences in my portfolio, around 26 quantity at 575 of price. So I want a view on this for long term.
Okay, it's a long term perspective that Ganesh wants. So let me go across to Rajesh for his view on this.
Continue to hold. The numbers have been good, doing very well. I think long term is very prospective. They're into bioscience space and they have filed some new ANDAs also. So continue to hold.
Got the view, and there's something on Anthem, definitely something to watch. But viewers, it's time for a second round of the rapid fire round, and Vaishali as well as Rajesh, you know the drill. Keep your answers as short as possible. The first one, something like a Venky's, and our viewer has bought 450 shares. That's Bobby from Kerala at 3,580. So he's currently sitting at a loss. Vaishali, do you expect that the price momentum could come back anywhere close to that price?
I think the stock is too oversold, so maybe a bounce can come and look for a target of 1,500.
Okay, the next query is from Arvindan. His query is regarding Ease My Trip. He has about 620 shares of this one. The current value is around 4,600 is what we are seeing. Wants to understand whether he should continue to hold on this one. Rajesh, your view?
Exit.
SJVN bought at 110. Sonu is asking this query, Rajesh.
It's a hold from a side.
Okay, Rajesh has bought about 190 shares of, about 1000 shares of Texmaco Rail, wants to understand whether he should book his loss and move to a new counter. Vaishali, your view?
I think quite fairly priced hold.
Physics Wala at 155, it's another one which has a lot of interest. Rajesh, any view on the space or what should investors do with it right now?
Exit.
Okay, Arun is holding about 550 shares of Bank of Maharashtra. Wants to understand a 6 to 8 month perspective. He bought it at the levels of around 53. Vaishali, your view?
About 60. It gains a lot of strength for the 70 target, 72, 72.
Okay, now Groww is writing to us from Chennai. He wants a view regarding GHCL. He's bought 50 shares at the price of 560. Wants to understand the long-term view on this. Rajesh, your view?
Continue to hold.
Irita or Srikanth has bought at 32 rupees. So that's since he's been holding it since the IPO and bought 460 shares. Firstly, Srikanth, very well done. Rajesh, should he hold on or sell some of it to book some profits?
Continue to hold.
Okay, a hold is what we are seeing for that. And now next question is regarding Subex. So Subhashini is holding about 40,000 shares at the levels of 25 or odd. So see quite a bit of correction from those levels. Wants to understand whether she should continue to hold or average it out. Vaishali, your view?
Hold with stop loss of 12.
One final query for today, a short-term view on Orient Pro Solutions. Our viewer has bought it at 1,075. Vaishali?
A hold.
Well, Rajesh as well as Vaishali, thanks so much for joining in, giving us perspective across a whole bunch of stocks. We've actually hit another half century in terms of taking 52 queries today. So hope viewers that did help you, and thanks so much Rajesh as well as Vaishali for helping us through that. But viewers, that's all the time that we have on this edition of Ask Profit. Thanks so much for joining in. KYC comes up next.